Just everything? Lower back? Okay. Oh, from Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. You what? Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday's deadlifts. So the flow today is going to be kind of like kitchen sink. It's going to kind of hit all of the places, but the focus is going to be, we're going to get some trap and shoulder. We'll get some hamstrings, lower back, and then we'll get into the hips and just kind of everything. This workout, Travis, that this is kind of programmed around, has got a ton of running. It's got just so much volume. And so this is one of those flows where just kind of ease into it. If you feel like you could deepen into the stretch, do it. But if you feel like you need to back off, do that as well. And so we're going to start in a seated position. And so we're going to go cross leg. We can use the block if we need to sit on it. Like right now, I'm feeling like this is kind of uncomfortable for me today. So I'm going to choose to sit on the block. And so we're just going to find a comfortable seat. And we're going to sit up tall. Let the shoulders roll down the back and then close the eyes. Begin to tune your focus into your breathing and just continue to breathe naturally. Just notice what's going on. Notice how you breathe naturally. And we want to encourage the breathing through the nose the whole practice today. So let's gently close the mouth if it's not already. And start to find a smooth inhale and exhale through the nose. Making that breath even longer. So let's start breathing from the base of the tailbone. So it's more of a visual. And you're going to let that inhale travel all the way up to the top of the head, feeling the length of that breath. And then go back the way you came. So top of the head, and let the exhale go all the way down to the base of the tailbone. Just 2 more cycles like that. Big inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And now we're going to just continue to breathe through the nose. And you'll just kind of breathe as the flow feels good. Let's gently open the eyes. And we're going to stay seated. We're going to come into cat-cow. So hands go onto the knees. You're going to round the belly in, and round those shoulder blades so you feel them kind of coming apart. Tuck the chin to your chest. And then you're going to open up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the ribs forward. And then again, round. Really trying to tuck the tailbone under, trying to find that squeeze of the chin to the chest. And then we open up. And then last set, round. And extend. And then finding that neutral position with the spine. You guys keep your cross leg. My hip is really tight today, so this is actually kind of uncomfortable. So I'm going to just put my legs here. We're going to go neck stretch. So take your right arm and loop it around the back. And just try to drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Okay. Then you're going to take your left ear and just draw it down towards the left shoulder. And feel all of this tension right through that side of the right side of the neck. Now keeping that head angled over to the left, slowly draw the chin down towards the chest. And then going so far as to bring the chin in line with the chest so the top of the head is forward. So you're tucking your chin. You feel a little bit both sides of the stretch here coming down the spine. And then begin to trace over to the left, bringing that left ear towards the left shoulder, and then draw the chin up towards the ceiling. You'll feel that stretch come to the front of the neck. Good. Go ahead and gently bring the head up. And we'll release the arm, and we'll switch sides. So left arm around, left shoulder drops down. And then we've got the right ear coming over to the right shoulder. Okay, we begin to bring the chin slowly down towards the chest. And then drawing the chin to the chest so that the top of the head swings forward. And then back the way you came. So swing the head over to the right. Chin is now neutral. And then we begin to lift it up. And bringing the head back up. Releasing the arms. Just doing a couple of shoulder rolls forward and back. Okay, so next up, we're going to cross the right arm in front, and then the left arm is going to hold on, and we're going to get a good stretch through the back of the shoulder. So straight arm, right shoulder down, and then pull that arm across. You can also move the head around like that neck stretch. And let's release that, and we'll go to the other side. So keeping the shoulders down, and then bringing that arm across. Moving the head if it feels good. Good. And release that. Okay. Next we have a cross leg forward fold. So I'm just going to pop myself off the block. And we're going to stay in this cross-legged position here. And we're going to sit up tall. Inhale. And then on your exhale, we're going to reach the arms out in front and we're going to bow. I'm going to try to soften through the spine. Allow the head to drop. On your inhale, walking the hands back. Okay. And then we're going to extend the legs out in front. Okay. And we're going to go left leg out in front, right foot to the inner left thigh. Okay. Now there's a little bit of a twist involved in this. So first thing, you're going to sit up really tall, and then you're going to turn your torso towards that left leg. Reach your right arm up, find more lift, and then reach up and across. Okay. So maybe we need to grab like the outer edge of the knee or the calf. Maybe we can reach for the toes. If we are finding it tough to get into that position, we can grab a band and use that to help you get into that position. But we're reaching across, laying over that leg, and get a little bit of a twist, finding that stretch in the right lower back. All right, inhale, we'll sit you up. And then we're going to switch. So right leg extends, left foot, inner right thigh. Okay. Sit up really tall, inhale, left arm up, torso turns to the leg, and then we reach up and across and grab for whatever you can. And if we need the band to wrap around the ankle or the foot, we do that. All right, let's go ahead and inhale, bring you up. And I'm just gonna orient myself a little differently. You guys stay in that position. So we're gonna bring the feet flat to the floor. We're coming into reverse tabletop. Okay, and then we're gonna go hands behind us, fingers forward. Let's go squeeze the shoulder blades together, elbows in. Then we press through the palms to lift the chest. From here, maybe we have enough of a stretch, or we can kind of lift the hips and bring them forward towards the heels to open up and feel that bicep stretch. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Good. Well, let's flip on over, hands and knees, coming into cat-cow. Okay, so a couple cat-cow sets here. So on your inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, arch your back. And exhale, press to the palms to round. Inhale, belly drops. And round. Good, and then a couple more rounds, but you can add anything you want. So we can go side to side wiggles. We can make body rolls, shoulder circles. All right, and then from here, finding that neutral spine position. Let's go into downward facing dog. Nice and easy here. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. And on this first one, just kind of pedaling out those heels. You can shrug the shoulders, just finding some movement to create some extra space. All right, and then from here, just walk the hands back towards the toes. We're coming into a forward fold. So just a tiny little bend in the knees. Let the torso hang. And then if it feels good, we can kind of grab opposite elbows so that the upper body just softens. Sway side to side. Shake the head yes and no. Good. Now go ahead and release the hands down. Walk the feet out a little wider into your squat position. And we're going to come into a stretchy squat. So drop all the way down. And then just find some movement here. Or maybe pressing the elbows into the knees, pushing the knees over the toes. All right, and then go ahead and straighten the legs. And then walk it back out to downward dog. Reset your feet to about hips distance. Give them another pedal. Back and forth. All right, and then from here, on your exhale, right foot steps to the outside of the right hand, and then your back knee comes down. So we want to allow the hips to sink towards the floor a little bit. And then in our Spiderman position here, you can open up this position by letting the knee fall over to the side. That gives you more space. And then we can come down to the forearms. I think today I'm going to need a block just based on my tightness. So you can go low side, middle side, or high side. But that extra little elevation might help you get to a point where that upper body can just chill. Okay. Good. All right. On your inhale, coming onto the hands. And then we're going to take this right leg and just move it out to the right. Okay. Toes will be forward. And then we can sit back down towards the heel. So single leg child's pose here. Now we can come back to the forearms. Goal is to feel an inner thigh stretch. If you don't, shimmy that right foot out to the right more to open up the position. Okay. You can also take your right hip and scoop it down towards the floor. That will intensify the stretch without you having to do too much more. All right, inhale. Brings you onto the hands. And then we're going to shimmy this right leg back. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. And when you get there, just take a quick notice of what the right side feels like compared to the left side. All right, let's even everything out. On your exhale, left foot steps to the outside of the left hand. And then we'll bring the back knee down. Okay, let this left knee kind of open up and fall over to the left. And then use what you need. So if you need the block, or if you don't, up to you. Inhale, come on to the hands. And then we're going to set this left foot out to the left, toes forward. And we'll sit down towards the right heel and then adjust that left foot to where you feel that inner thigh stretch. To intensify, try to drop the outer left edge of your hip down more towards the floor. All right, next inhale. You shimmy your way out of that. Back to downward dog. Then just take a notice to see if you've evened things out. Good. On your exhale, bring those knees down towards the floor. And then we're going to need our band. Okay. So we're going to come into couch stretch. Normally we do this at the wall, but we're going to do this with the band. So if balance becomes a factor, we can use the block. I would use it on the high side for the balance. And we're going to start first by wrapping the band around the arc or the right foot. Okay. So wrapping the band around the right foot. Okay. And if you need a little bit more cushion for your knees, you can grab an mat, or we can double up a couple times on the mat this way if you need a little bit of support. Okay. So from here, with the block on the left side, if you're going to need it, you'll go left foot forward. Okay. And I want to keep this hip stacked over the knee. Okay. I don't want to let the hips kind of sink down yet. Okay. I know this is very kind of cumbersome to get into, but it's very worth it. So then we're going to put the band over the right shoulder. Okay, now here's the trick. As CrossFitters, you're very strong. Don't play tug of war with your body. So try to relax your hamstrings on that right side. The band is going to let the leg come up. So I'm going to pull on the band. I'm not going to squeeze the back of my leg. I'm letting my foot just hang out in the band, and I'm bringing the band up and my foot closer, not by pulling the heel in with my muscle, but doing it with the band. Okay? Yeah, and if you need the balance, use the block. Oof. Mm-hmm. Now, to come out of this, we slowly first allow the band to just fall out of the hand to slowly bring the foot down. Okay. And then we'll go other side. Very early on in my yoga teaching career, teaching CrossFitters, the thing I ran into most often, almost every class that I taught where we did something like this, everybody's hamstrings would cramp because we're tight here, and then you're asking your hamstrings to pull, and it was like cramping every time. And I was like, we need to make sure that we're aware of that. So this is one of those positions that cramping is normal and happens. Okay, so band around the left ankle and then around the left shoulder. Okay, right foot will come forward. Okay, and then from here, that left foot is just falling into the band. Okay, then I'm gonna crawl my hands up the band and get that foot closer to my hip without using muscles. Okay. Good. And then we'll slowly let the band release. And then we'll put block and band off to the side. meet in a down dog just for a reset. Okay. Good, and then bring those knees back down. Okay. And so next up, we've got toe stretch. I know this is your guys' favorite one, but I know it's your least favorite, but as it relates to foot health, like this is a really good way to kind of push things like plantar fasciitis and foot problems kind of farther in the future if it's ever going to happen. So toe stretch. You're going to tuck your toes under, and we're going to lift the knees up. Okay. I want all 10 toes to be in contact with the floor in this position. Okay. Then we drop the knees down. Okay. Now, for some of us, this is what we've got today. This is the intensity that we can handle. If we've got a little bit more, we bring more weight into this position, and we breathe. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I've seen people, and these are like yoga people, that lay all the way back, that can go like arms all the way behind them. Mm-mm. Not today. A couple more breaths. Good. All right. Exhale, release. Hands come down. Untuck your toes slowly. And then start to find a little bit of movement again. Okay. Next up, we're going to come into eagle arms. And if sitting on your shins is a little too much, then we can come into a kneeling position, or we can sit on a block. Okay. So finding a seat of some kind. Okay. So in the beginning, we did this kind of cross stretch position. We're going to add on to that. Okay. So right elbow is going to hook under the left. Okay. Now, with all your guys' muscle, you might not be able to grab hands like this. So find what you can. It also might be not a grab today. Okay. So shoulders down away from the ears, and then grab for what you can. Okay. And then everybody's elbows will elevate a little bit. And then the hands come forward away from the face. Try to breathe into the space that's being created through the mid-back, through the shoulder blades. And then you can roll the head a little bit, chin to chest, if that feels good. Good. And then on your exhale, you release. Whew, and let the blood flow come back to the arms. And then we'll do the second side. Left elbow under. Okay. And then reaching for what you can in the hands. Draw the shoulders down. Elevate the elbows a tiny bit. And then bring the hands forward. Good. And on your exhale, release. Shake it out. All right. Blocks off to the side. Meet me in downward facing dog. All right, next up we've got pigeon. So from your down dog position here, just bring your right knee to your right wrist. And then the shin is forward. I don't care how close this right foot is like to the top of the mat. I just want you to feel a stretch. So if that means that the foot is close to you, that's okay. We can also scoot the back leg back, and that's a good way to deepen into the position. And then if we need a block to sit the hip on for a little bit less, so you have a little more support, go for that. Okay. Right, inhaling, come onto the hands. And then we'll find a gentle downward dog and just make your way there. Very easy. No rush. That's a good position, Andrew. Good. All right. And then back to down dog for a little reset. If you want to lift your right leg up and give it a little shake, bend the knee. All right, let's go second side. So let's bring that left knee toward the left wrist. And then we'll place the shin down. We scoot the back leg back. Use the block if we need it. And then just find some softness in the upper body as we allow this stretch to release some tension in the hips. All right, on your inhale, peeling pulling yourself out of the position. Back to a down dog for a reset. No rush. And then lifting that left leg if you did on the first side. And then on your next exhale, just bring those knees down to the floor. We're going to swing them around and come all the way onto our back. And then when you get there, just hug your knees into the chest. Give them a little squeeze. And you rock side to side. And then coming into happy baby. So we're going to grab the outer edges of the feet. The elbows will be on the inner edges of the knees. And then we're going to pull down on the feet while we draw the tailbone to the floor. From there, we can start to play around with straightening the legs together or independent of each other. You can bring the feet over the head. All right, and then releasing your feet, bringing your knees to your chest. And then go ahead and find your block. Before we go into our final twist, bring your block. We're going to go feet on the floor. We're going to place the block right under our tailbone. So on that low, very low back. When you put your low back on it, you should feel kind of a flat spot for it to rest on the block. And then from here, just put your feet up. Just kind of let your feet hang in the air. All right, go ahead and release your feet down. Move the block off to the side. Hug those knees back into the chest. And then keep your right knee in. Place your left foot on the floor. Scoot the hips over to the right, just a couple inches. Then we extend our left leg on the ground. From here is where we twist. So allow that right leg to fall to the opposite side. And then the arms can go out like a T. Gravity does work here, so just allow the body to get heavy and just drop towards the floor. Good. All right, inhale, we'll bring your right knee in. Recenter the hips, then squeeze your knees to your chest. And then we'll go the other side. So right foot on the floor to scoot your hips over to the left, just a couple inches. And extend your right leg. And then left knee falls to the opposite side. All right, inhale brings the knee in. Give them both a squeeze to your chest. And then on your next exhale, gently allow the legs to extend to the floor. Arms go anywhere that's comfortable, so they can go to the belly, they can go alongside the waist. Try to draw the shoulder blades down a little bit so that as you lay here, you feel your chest has opened up slightly. A little more space to breathe. And we'll just find a quiet position here for the next few moments. Breathing is natural, still through the nose, but allow it to just be. Slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Full body stretch. And then rolling over to your right side. Taking a moment there before we eventually make our way to a comfortable seat. Sitting up tall and keeping the eyes closed for these last few moments. And just gently opening the eyes. I appreciate you guys always coming in and taking care of yourselves with this flow. And I hope you take this feeling with you the rest of the day. And then, you have a wonderful day and wonderful training week coming up. Thank you so much for coming in. And then I'll see you sometime in the gym. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oh, all right, thank you.